Culture can change your business forever, and I'm about to show you how to build it. Culture is not soft. It is your single most powerful competitive advantage. It determines whether your team moves fast, owns problems, and perform like true A players, or whether you get stuck having to micromanage people who do the bare minimum. And here's the important part to know. Your company already has a culture, and if you don't shape it intentionally, it will default into a messy, invisible force that will suffocate your growth. In this video, I'll show you the simple frameworks Remote Latinos uses internally and for thousands of clients to be able to shape a culture for winners and a culture that A players want to be a part of. Stick around because I'll reveal the 10-second culture audit that exposes whether your business is set up to succeed or fail. Here's the truth. You don't get the culture you want, you get the culture you tolerate. Late replies, sloppy communication, missed deadlines, no accountability. If you allow it once, you teach your team it's acceptable. This is why so many founders think they have a hiring problem when they really have a standard problem. A players thrive in environments with clear expectations, fast communication, ownership, high standards. B players thrive where none of this exists. So here's the mindset shift. Culture is built by standards, not slogans. If your expectations aren't written, reinforced, and modeled by leadership, you will unintentionally create a culture of inconsistency. Now let's talk about the 3 biggest culture killers, the ones silently chasing A players away and attracting average talent. Culture killer number 1, no clear values. If your team doesn't know what ownership or proactivity look like in behavior, they'll make up their own definition. The fix is to turn values into actions. An example of this would be proactive. And being proactive means being one step ahead of any problem and seeing it within miles away before the problem actually hits. Culture killer number 2, 0 communication standards. If one person replies in 2 minutes and another one in 2 days, you don't have a culture, you have chaos. The fix is define communication rules. What are the response expectations? What is the meaning of closing the loop? What does escalation processes look like? How to ask questions? How fast should people respond? A players love structure because structure makes winning easier. Culture killer number 3, feedback only happens when things go wrong. If you avoid giving feedback, A players will assume the company isn't interested in them, and B players will assume they're doing fine. The fix, implement weekly feedback and clear KPI. The weekly feedback can be a one-on-one call between the team member and the leader, and the KPI can be written out on the daily reporting, weekly reporting, and monthly reporting. This way, it's much easier to track the daily habits that your team is doing, but also keeping track of everything to make sure that nothing falls out of line. If you're not tracking, it means you don't care. And if you don't give feedback, it also means you do not care. And A players want to feel like someone cares about them because a true A player is gonna care about the company, whether they're brand new or they've been there for 5 years. Now that the landmines are removed, let me show you how to actually build a high performance culture that attracts, develops, and keeps top talent. Here's the simple framework we use at Remote Latinos to build culture in remote teams across 40 different countries. Number 1 is identity. Define what type of team you're building. Fast, precise, customer obsessed, innovation driven. If you don't define the identity, the team will define it for you. Number 2, behavior. You want to translate identity into daily actions, not vague ideas. These are literal rules for the company because there are 2 reasons things work out or things don't work out within people in your company. It is either a skill issue or a will issue. So you must identify this by creating the proper behavior so that way you don't have things breaking in front of your face on a regular basis. Number 3, rituals. Culture is reinforced through repetition. Monday priorities, weekly KPI call, Friday wins, monthly reviews, recognition for value-driven actions. You want to make sure that people feel heard, but also this is a ritual for them. There's a ritual on Mondays. What does a Monday look like? What does a Tuesday look like? What does a Wednesday look like? How often are you doing your one-on-ones? How often are the leadership meetings? What does your meeting with the marketing team look like? Everything must be with a ritual, and the bonus underneath this is structure. You want to make sure that the rituals have structure. If you just have rituals but no structure, you're going to spend a lot of time doing things that you should not be doing. So your rituals must have structure. Number 4, hiring and firing through culture. Don't hire for just skills, hire for behaviors. Don't just fire for incompetence, fired for culture violation. I want to tell you guys a quick story about number 4. And a couple years ago, I hired an absolute stud, someone that had the resume, had the video, killed the skill test, exact personality test I was looking for, crushed it all. Came into the company and was delivering results. But here's what happened. He became a culture vulture. A lot of negativity came from him. It felt like he was a poisonous person, even though him and I got along very well. He got along well with some people, but the people he did not get along well with literally ruined their relationship with the company. And some of them are no longer here, and some of them are still here today. And I'll never forget this because this guy was here for quite some time, and he was delivering results better than maybe anybody in the history of my company. When I figured out how important the culture was, it was at this moment, because this guy wasn't just hitting KPI, he was going above and beyond. He was one of the most successful team members I've ever had, but he was a culture vulture. And whether it was directly with specific people, whether it was with leadership, there were things that were just so inconsistent in his behavior, whether it was, again, with people or with me, because I would just see one side of him. When I say culture is very important, I mean it. Letting him go was very difficult, and we suffered very short term, but we suffered through it. However, because culture is everything, we were able to rebound and have some of the biggest months we've ever had without him, because I put the culture first, because I found people who are skilled, but their exact culture fits, they were able to succeed significantly better than we did when we had him. Made me realize how important culture was, because I'm like, oh my gosh, I just fired someone that was actually performing what they were supposed to do, and they were doing great. But at the end of the day, culture is king. And last but not least, number 5, leadership by standard. Your team follows what you enforce, not what you say. Words are words. Actions speak louder than words. I can say I am a billionaire. I have 100 beautiful women in my bed right now. I can say all these things, but guess what? None of them mean anything. Actions are more important than words. What you do in the dark will shine in the light. So if you break your own rules, the culture breaks with you. And this video is for you as the leader, the founder, the owner of the company. But if you have a leadership team like I have with 6 different leaders, the leaders are now also in tune to the culture more than just you. We must enforce the culture together. In the beginning, as a small business, when you only have 3, 5, maybe 10 team members and you don't have any leadership just yet, yes, everything goes through you. I remember this because this was me many years ago. But now over the last couple of years that we've had leadership, right? Everything goes through us. We structure the company. We structure the processes, the systems. We structure how the company is going to go and where it's going to go in the long term. So the leadership must be aligned together. We must have the right people in the right places, and we must make sure that we have each other's backs, because if things fall, it better be from the bottom, not from the top. Things are very easy to fix at the bottom, but very hard to fix at the top. Think of how easy it is to fix a door versus to fix a roof, right? It's a crazy analogy I just came up with on top of my head. Shout out to me. All right, the 10-second culture audit. I promised this to you guys, so here's the 10-second culture audit. Ask yourself this. Very simple question, okay? Ask yourself this. If my top employee quits tomorrow, would my culture naturally produce another one, or would everything fall apart? If the answer is fall apart, your culture isn't built yet. And by the way, guys, that is okay right now. It is not okay long term, but right now it is okay. Culture isn't soft. Culture is a strategy. And when you get it right, your business starts compounding. And when your business starts compounding, you're gonna make more money, you become more profitable, you get to take awesome vacations, you get to hang out with the people you love, you get to go to a wedding, you get to have your own wedding, you get to buy a car, you get to buy a house, you get to live the fucking life that you want and why you started this business in the first place. So if you want a team that naturally acts like owners, not people that need to chase, babysit, or remind, go to remotelatinos.com or comment higher on this video, and we're gonna help you find the exact talent you need. Guys, we've hired over 2,500 people. We've worked with thousands of businesses, whether it's an agency, whether it's an investor, a wholesaler, a dentist, you name it, we've probably worked with them. So what we do is we're gonna match you with a culture fit talent, trained in communication, ownership, accountability, and a skill set that matches what you're looking for, because our entire recruitment system is built on those values. Now, if you want to go deeper into building a high-performing team, watch my video, The Only Hiring Guide You'll Need in 2025. It's the perfect next step because it breaks down the exact systems for attracting and filtering A players with precision. Click that video and let's keep leveling up your team and leadership. See you soon.